Hello students, today we are discussing about types of DNA. But in the last class, in previous class, we have studied Watson and Crick model of DNA, double helical model of DNA, a duplex model of DNA. Here, the important two silent features of Watson and Crick model of DNA. Important silent features. Important silent features are, according to Watson and Crick, DNA consists of two polynucleated chains. DNA made up of two polynucleated chains. They are complementary and anti-parallel manner. They are complementary and anti-parallel arrangement, anti-parallel direction. That is, one strand phosphodiester bond linkage is 5' to 3' direction, and another one is 3' to 5' direction. In one strand, phosphodiester bond linkage is 5' to 3' direction. In another strand, 3' to 5' direction. 3' to 5' direction. So, in DNA, both polynucleated chains are anti-parallel manner, anti-parallel orientation, and complementary. Here two strands are complementary. Complementary means in one strand, purine base is linked to another strand, pyrimidine base. Pyrimidine base means the specific purine links to the specific pyrimidine. Particular purine pairs with the particular pyrimidine by hydrogen bonds. That is adenine pairs to thymine, or thymine pairs to adenine by two hydrogen bonds, and guanine pairs with to cytosine, or cytosine pairs with guanine by three hydrogen bonds. This condition is called complementary base pairing. So, the double-stranded DNA is anti-parallel and complementary arrangement. And in double-stranded DNA, both polynucleated chains are twisted in the form of a revolving ladder, rotating ladder, in which phosphate and sugar and phosphate groups acts as backbones of DNA. Backbones of DNA. One more question. Name the backbones of DNA. What are the organic compounds who function as acts as backbones of DNA? Your answer is the deoxyribonucleic sugar and orthophosphoric acid, or pentose sugar and phosphate group are the backbones of DNA. And the nitrogen base pairing compared to composed to steps of the ladder. Here the nitrogen base pairing composed to steps of the ladder, in which the distance between two nitrogen base pairs is 3.4 angstroms, or 0.34 nanometers, or 0.34 into 10 to the power of minus 9 meters. Important. 10 to the power of minus 9 meters. 0.34 into 10 to the power of minus 9 meters is the average distance between two nitrogen base pairs. And one full ton of DNA one complete turn of DNA is called gyrus. One full helix of DNA is called gyrus. It is made up of 10 base pairs. 10 base pairs. That's why the distance between two nitrogen base pairs is about 3.4 angstroms, and one helix contains important length of one helix is the 34 angstroms. And diameter of two strands. The dimension of two nitrogen base pairs are the diameter of two polynucleotide chains, especially in phosphate functional groups. In between phosphate functional groups is 20 angstroms. Here, the two polynucleotide chains at base pairing coil twisted at about 36-degree angle. At each base pairing, the two polynucleotide chains rotate, revolving in the form of a twisted ladder about 36-degree angle. And the histone proteins binded, attached to the major groove of the gyrus. Histone proteins attached, binded to the major groove of the gyrus at about 30-degree angle. 30-degree angle. This pattern of DNA is called duplex model of DNA, double helical model of DNA, proposed by Watson and Crick, based on evidence of proof of Wilkins and Franklin developed crystallographic pictures, crystallographic films. For this contribution, all of them awarded Nobel Prize in 1962. These are all the salient features of important properties of double-stranded DNA. That was the last class topic, last episode topic. And here the temperature, melting point of DNA temperature. Melting point of temperature in prokaryotic DNA is more than eukaryotic DNA, because the prokaryotic DNA is the GC type of DNA. GC type of DNA. This is because in prokaryotes, guanine and cytosine more than adenine and thymine. Adenine and thymine. This type of DNA is called GC type of DNA. Example, prokaryotic DNA. Especially in prokaryotic DNA, E. coli bacteria, Escherichia coli bacterial DNA. And in eukaryotes, adenine and thymine is more than guanine and cytosine. This is called AT type of DNA. AT type of DNA. This type of AT DNA present in eukaryotes, all eukaryotes including man, human nucleus, human cell nucleus, AT type of DNA. And here the melting point of DNA, especially prokaryotic DNA, more than that of eukaryotic DNA, because the melting point of DNA is depending upon GC content, GC nitrogen base pairs, guanine and cytosine nitrogen base pairs. Whenever DNA contain more number of GC nitrogen base pairs, then melting point, Tm value, melting temperature of DNA is more than that of A and T nitrogen base pairs. Means if the DNA containing G and C in more percentage, then the DNA require more temperature for their separation, for their dissociation. Why? If the DNA containing less number of G and C nitrogen base pairs, it will require less temperature for their separation. For their separation, nothing but breaking of hydrogen bonds in between two polynucleotide chains. That is Tm of DNA. Tm of DNA means temperature of melting DNA. So Tm, temperature melting point of DNA of prokaryotes, and that of Tm value of eukaryotic DNA. That is the last previous episode topic. But today we are going to discussing about denaturation, renaturation and different types of DNAs. Denaturation DNA, renaturation DNA, along with A DNA, B DNA, C DNA, D DNA, Z type of DNA, etc. etc. Yeah, denaturation. Denaturation and renaturation of DNA. Denaturation and renaturation of DNA. Here, denaturation nothing but, dear students, please concentrate on this topic because number of questions will appear in the competitive exams, especially in the KCET and NEET exams. So, here the denaturation DNA, denaturation of DNA nothing but, when your DNA is placed at high temperature, if the normal DNA placed in high temperature, more temperature, that is about 80 to 95 degrees Celsius. If the normal DNA kept in high temperature, approximately 80 to 95 degrees Celsius, it results in breaking of hydrogen bonds. Breaking of hydrogen bonds present between two nitrogen base pairs of two polynucleotide chains, and to separate the DNA strands. This condition is called denaturation DNA. DNA denaturation. Listen here. If the normal DNA placed in high temperature, that is 80 to 95 degrees Celsius, it leads to breaking of, dissociation of hydrogen bonds in between two nitrogen base pairs of the two polynucleotide chains. It results to separation of DNA strands. This separation of DNA strands is called denaturation DNA. Denaturation DNA. Whenever the denaturated DNA, listen here, is kept in low temperature, that is 50 to 55 degrees Celsius. Listen here, if the denaturated DNA again kept in low temperature, average temperature, normal temperature, optimum temperature, that is 50 to 55 degrees Celsius, in which the separated DNA strands again reunited and came back to original shape, original position. This condition is called renaturation DNA. Renaturation DNA, or otherwise called annealing DNA. ANNEALING, annealing DNA. You should remember, the separated DNA means the denaturated DNA kept in normal temperature, average temperature 50 to 55 degrees Celsius, in which the separated DNA strands again reunited and came back to original shape and original size. This type of DNA is called renaturation DNA or annealing DNA. So you should remember one important concept: denaturation DNA. Denaturation DNA means so separated DNA at a high temperature. Renaturation DNA, nothing but reunited DNA. Reunited DNA or annealing DNA at average temperature is the meaning for denaturation and renaturation. Then next to the denaturation and renaturation DNA, types of DNA based on direction of twisting. Types of DNA based on nature of twisting. Types of DNA based on nature of twisting. See, on the basis of direction of twisting of the two polynucleotide chains, DNA classified into two types, like right-handed DNA and left-handed DNA. Listen here. On the basis of direction of twisting, DNA classified into two types, like right-handed DNA and left-handed DNA. In the right-handed DNA, the two polynucleotide chains of DNA coil towards, twisted towards clockwise direction, right-handed direction. That is called right-handed DNA. Listen here. In the right-handed DNA, the two polynucleotide chains are twisted in clockwise direction, in right-handed direction. That is called right-handed DNA. Here examples of right-handed DNA are the A DNA, B DNA, C DNA and D DNA. Very important for extra information, especially for competitive exams. Never for board exams, so competitive exams, very important, different types of right-handed DNAs. So, in first column, type of DNA, types of DNA. In second column, length of DNA helix. DNA helix nothing but DNA gyrus. And in third column, number of base pairs per helix. Number of base pairs per gyrus. Next one, distance between two base pairs. Space between, distance between two base pairs. And last one is the diameter. Diameter of DNA. Listen here. Right-handed DNA. In right-handed DNA, the two polynucleotide chains are twisted in right-hand direction, in clockwise direction. Example: A DNA, B DNA, C DNA and D DNA. A, B, C and D DNA are the four examples of right-handed DNA. In the A DNA, length of DNA helix, length of one gyrus is 28 angstroms. 28 angstroms. Number of base pairs per helix, 11 base pairs. Distance between two base pairs is 2.560 angstroms and diameter is 23 angstroms. The pattern of DNA is the aDNA. In bDNA, length of DNA helix, DNA gyrus is 34 angstroms. Number of base pairs per helix, 10 base pairs. Distance between two base pairs is the 3.4 angstroms and diameter is 20 angstroms. 20 angstroms. Whereas in cDNA, length of helix is 31 angstroms. 31 angstroms. Number of base pairs 9.33 pairs. Distance between two base pairs is the 3.33 angstroms and diameter 19 angstroms. And in dDNA, the length of DNA helix is 24.24 angstroms. Number of base pairs per helix, so 8 base pairs. Yeah, distance between two base pairs is the 3.03 angstroms and diameter is 19 angstroms. Very important. See, in all these 4 different types of DNAs, ABCD, 4 different types of DNA. So, DNA stands so, polynucleotide chain so, rotate, twisted to, revolving towards right hand direction, in clockwise direction. So that these are all the examples of right-handed DNA. Very important. Out of 4 right-handed DNA, ABCD, 4 different types of right-handed DNA, bDNA is the Watson and Crick model of DNA. Very important. Out of 4 different types of DNAs, bDNA is the Watson and Crick model of DNA, because according to Watson and Crick model of DNA, each gyrus length is, each helix length is 34 angstroms and it is made up of 10 base pairs. Distance between adjacent base pairs 3.4 angstroms and diameter is the 20 angstroms. Already we have studied in duplex model of DNA. That's why out of 4 different types of ABCD DNA, bDNA is the Watson and Crick model of DNA. Watson and Crick model of DNA are the 4 examples of right-handed DNA. While left-handed DNA, see, left-handed DNA was first discovered by scientist Rich, in which in this type of DNA the 2 polynucleotide chains are twisted towards left-handed direction, anti-clockwise direction. You should remember this rotation is the right-handed direction, right-handed DNA, clockwise DNA. While in left-handed direction, in left-handed DNA, the 2 polynucleotide chains are twisted towards anti-clockwise direction, left-handed direction. That's why such type of DNA is the left-handed DNA, first discovered by Rich. And this type of left-handed DNA found in some microbes, some prokaryotic cells, some prokaryotic organisms is example of left-handed DNA. Here the left-handed DNA specific example is zDNA. zDNA. Say, in the zDNA, the length of DNA helix is the 45.6 angstroms. 45.6 angstroms is the length of the DNA helix, and number of base pairs for each turn, for each helix is the 12 base pairs, otherwise called 6 dimer. Very important for neat information. In the zDNA, length of one helix, length of one turn is approximately 45.6 angstroms. It is made up of 12 base pairs, and the distance between two base pairs, is about 2.76 angstroms, and the diameter is 18.4 angstroms. This is the dimension of zDNA. See here, dear students, here, why it is called zDNA? Because in the zDNA, sugar and phosphate groups arranged in zigzag pattern. Yeah, in the zDNA, sugar and phosphate units are arranged in zigzag pattern. That's why it can named as zDNA in zigzag pattern, like the top. From the first year PSC syllabus, in the photosynthesis topic, especially in the light reaction, non-cyclic photophosphorylation, NCPP, non-cyclic photophosphorylation, otherwise called Z-scheme photophosphorylation. Because the movement of electrons, traveling of electrons in between photosystem, second and photosystem, first, like zigzag pattern. That's why non-cyclic photophosphorylation, NCPP, of the photosynthesis topic, light reaction, also called zigzag photosphorylation. In the same manner, in the left-handed DNA, example in the zDNA, arrangement of sugar and phosphate units in the form of zigzag pattern, so that this pattern of DNA can be named as zDNA, discovered by Rich. Are the two types of DNA on the basis of direction of twisting, nature of twisting. Very important, most important topics, and also confused topic in the NEET exams or future coming CET exams. Number of base pairs or distance between base pairs or diameter of respective DNA, etc. Expected questions only for extra information. And next to the left-handed and the right-handed DNA is palindromic DNA. Actually, palindromic DNA, one of the most significant DNA in the biotechnology unit. Once again, we will study palindromic DNA in the unit of biotechnology, in the biotechnology lesson. But in this topic, we will know the definition, meaning, and example of palindromic DNA. So, let us, we are going to discussing about palindromic DNA. This palindromic DNA was first noticed by Thomas and Wilson. Palindromic DNA first discovered by Thomas and Wilson. Here, meaning for palindromic DNA is, listen here students, a DNA in which nitrogen base pairs same in both forward and backward direction. A DNA in which the nitrogen base pairs same in both forward and backward direction, then it is called palindromic DNA. One simple example for palindromic DNA is G A T T C. From the 5' to 3' direction, nitrogen bases, nucleotides. While in 3' to 5' directed DNA strand, nitrogen base pairs are complementary, like opposite to cytosine, guanine, opposite to thymine, adenine, thymine, adenine, adenine, thymine, adenine, thymine, guanine, cytosine. This is 3' to 5' DNA. So, a DNA in which the nitrogen base pairs same in both forward and backward direction, then it is called palindromic DNA. Dear students, listen here. One simple example for easy to understand the definition and example of palindromic DNA is the just examples, but never they are the DNA nucleotides. Yeah, some words so we can read same pronunciation in both forward and backward direction. Like madam, M-A-D-A-M. Same pronunciation in both forward and backward direction. Little, L-I-R-I-L. I-E-Y-E-I. See, these are all the some simple examples for easy to understand meaning for palindromic DNA. But these words so never examples of palindromic DNA. You should remember. For example, in board exam, one simple expected question. What is palindromic DNA? Give an example. That is one simple 2 mark question. Definition 1 mark, example 1 mark. Here palindromic DNA definition, a DNA in which nitrogen base pair same in both forward and backward direction is called palindromic DNA. But some murmuring students, mugging students, surface level students may write the example these words. But it is absolutely wrong example, because just we have to discuss for easy to understand the meaning of palindromic DNA, such words. But these words are never the examples of palindromic DNA. Now this is the example of a palindromic DNA. So GAATTC, GAATTC, that is called palindromic DNA, first discovered by Thomas and Wilson. Are the 3 different types of DNAs, like right-handed DNA, left-handed DNA, and palindromic DNA. In the right-handed DNA, on the basis of nature of helix, that is length of the helix, number of base pairs present in each helix, distance between base pairs of the each helix, and also diameter. The right-handed DNA further divided into 4 types, A, B, C, D type. But most expected question, out of 4 different types of right-handed DNAs, B DNA is the Watson and Crick model of DNA. Watson and Crick model of DNA. An example of ZDNA, left-handed DNA is the ZDNA found in microbes, some unicellular organisms. So these are all the different types of DNAs. Now, we are discussing some simple numerical problems on the DNA structure, on the double-stranded DNA. Some simple numerical problems. Here, one simple problem is, if the double-stranded DNA contain DNA contain. Double stranded to DNA contain 15% of cytosine. 15% of cytosine. What is the percentage of? What is the percentage of thiamine? Important one more questions and also CET questions. See, this is one numerical problem, problematic question on the basis of topic of DNA, double stranded DNA. So, in the problem, in the data, they have given the percentage of cytosine. Your C value equals to 15%. Whenever C equals to 15%, automatically we have to understand value of G, guanine, that is also 15%. Because according to Chargaff's rule, base equivalence rule, in the double stranded DNA, particular purine links to the particular pyrimidine. Specific purine pairs with specific pyrimidine. That means guanine pairs to cytosine or cytosine pairs to guanine. Yeah, number of guanine molecules equals to number of cytosine molecules or vice versa. So, based on this proof, based on this evidence, G equals to 15%. And the formula of the Chargaff's rule is A plus T plus G plus C equals to 100. Yesterday, we have discussed different types of equations of the Chargaff's rule, base equivalence rule. Out of 3 or 4 equations, one of the formula is the A plus T plus G plus C equals to 100. Yeah, A plus T plus 15 plus 15 equals to 100. Here A plus T equals to 100 minus 30. Here A plus T equals to 70. A equals to 70 by 2, that is equal to 35, and T equals to 70 by 2 equals to 35%. So, based on this simple calculation, numerical calculation, percentage of thiamine is the 35%. 35%. Important. Sometimes expected question for CET level or NEET level or in board exams level for 2 mark question. And one more problem. The value of DNA. The value of DNA is high the TM value of DNA is high when it is consists of, first option, A plus T greater than G plus C, G plus C greater than A plus T, A plus T equals to G plus C, or A plus G equals to T plus C. Dear students, from this problem already we have discussed in the topic of temperature melting point of the DNA. Tm value of the DNA is more whenever DNA contain more percentage of G and C contents. G and C base pairs, guanine and cytosine base pairs. So, if the DNA contain more GC, it will require more temperature for their dissociation, for their separation. If the DNA contain less amount of G and C, it will require less of temperature. So you should remember one simple statement wise question. Yeah, the number of G and C is directly proportional to the temperature Tm value of the double stranded DNA. Listen here, the number of G and C contents directly proportional to the Tm value of DNA, melting temperature of the DNA. So, according to this concept, the right answer is the B right answer. And next, one more simple question is, when double stranded DNA calculate the base ratio. Calculate the base ratio. Base ratio of the DNA sample. Of the DNA sample if 22% cytosine was found. Cytosine was found. Here options are 0.278, 1.7, 1 and 0.293. See, in this given data, in this given problem, they have prescribed the cytosine percent and find out calculate the base ratio, nitrogen base ratio. Yeah, the solution for this kind of problem is base ratio. Solution answer is base ratio equals to A plus T by G plus C. Here already in the given problem, C value is 22. Whenever C equals to 22, G also 22, because variance equals to pyramidines according to Chargaff's rule. So, the base ratio formula A plus T by G plus C. Yeah, then A plus T adenine and thymine each will be 100 minus G plus C by 2. Yeah, 100 minus 22 plus 22 by 2, that is equal to 100 minus 44 by 2 equals to 78. So here A equals to 78, A equals to 39, and thymine equals to 39 because A plus T equals to 78. Whenever A equals to 78, sorry, A plus T equals to 78, A equals to 78 by 2 and P equals to 78 by 2. So that A equals to 39 and the thymine equals to 39. Yeah, base ratio equals to A plus T by G plus C. That is equals to 39 plus 39 by 22 plus 22. That is equals to 78 by 44 equals to yes 78 by 44. That is equals to after fraction, after division, you will getting the answer 1.7. 1.7. So, right answer is the B. 1.7 base ratio. If the double stranded DNA contain 22% of cytosine, base ratio of the double stranded DNA is the 1.7. Then, next to simple numerical problem is calculate the number of hydrogen bonds. Calculate the number of hydrogen bonds. Number of hydrogen bonds in the double stranded DNA. In the dsDNA, if out of 200 nitrogen bases, 46 molecules. 46 molecules what cytosine. Listen here, calculate the number of hydrogen bonds in the double stranded DNA if the out of 200 nitrogen bases, so 46 are the cytosine bases. Yeah, whenever C equals to 46, automatically G equals to 46. In which E and T, then adenine and thymine will be 200 minus G plus C by 2. G plus C by 2. That is equals to 200 minus 46 plus 46 by 2. 200 minus, so totally we will getting answer 154. Yeah, A and T, A plus T equals to 154. While A equals to 154 by 2 and thymine equals to 154 by 2. That is equals to 77. A 77 and thymine 77. Yeah. number of nitrogen base pairs. Yeah, number of hydrogen bonds. Hydrogen bonds in between G and C. G and C, because G value is the 46, so also C value is the 46. That is equals to 46 so into 3. Because guanine and cytosine G and C connected by 3 bonds, 3 hydrogen bonds, totally triple bonds. So 46 into 3, you will get to 138. 138, and number of hydrogen bonds present between adenine and thymine. Your adenine value or thymine value is the 77. 77 multiplied with 2, because in between adenine and thymine double bond, 2 bonds, 2 hydrogen bonds. So total equals to 154. Yeah, total number of hydrogen bonds presenting double stranded DNA equals to 12, 9 to 292. 292 hydrogen bonds. So, see, this is the simple calculation method. Means in the competitive exam, so I can't say that they will give same values and also same numbers. Means the method of concept for solving such kind of problems, concept like this. So, number of hydrogen bonds present in this type of double stranded DNA are the 292. And next problem, one more problem is the in the dsDNA, in the double stranded DNA, out of 150 base pairs, in dsDNA, double stranded DNA, out of 150 base pairs, 60 are the adenine, 60 are adenine. The number of, say, what is the number of hydrogen bonds present in this DNA, Your options are 300, 150, 390, D 400. See, the method of solution for this kind of questions are number of adenine, A equals to 60. Whenever A equals to 60, adenine equals to 60, thymine also 60. A pairs with T or T pairs with A, adenine. Therefore, 150 minus 60, because already given in the double stranded DNA, out of 150 base pairs, 60 are the adenine. 60 are the adenine. So out of 150 nitrogen base pairs, so 60 are the adenine. 90 base pairs are guanine and cytosine. 90 base pairs are guanine and cytosine. So, in between guanine and cytosine, G and C, is the triple bond. Triple bond. So that 90 into 3 equals to 270, because G and C value 90. 90 into triple bond 3 equals to 270, and total number of, in between adenine and thymine is the double bond. So adenine and thymine value is 60. 60 into 2, 120. 120 hydrogen bonds in between adenine and thymine. So total number of hydrogen bonds present in the DNA, is the 270 plus 120, that is equals to 390 hydrogen bonds. So right answer is the 390. These are all the important calculated problems, numerical problems, somewhat indirected problems, chance for asking in our future competitive exams, NEET exams, and also KCET exams. So till here is the Watson and Crick model of DNA according to our NCERT syllabus. Listen here. This double-stranded DNA, duplex model of DNA, or Watson and Crick model of DNA, present in way where it is present, where it is located, that is one arising question. Listen here. Double-stranded DNA, duplex model of DNA, double helix model of DNA, located inside the nucleus, within the nucleus, inside the nucleus, within the chromosomes, inside the chromatin, within the chromatin fibers of the eukaryotic cells. You should remember this kind of twisted ladder shape of DNA get organized, get located inside the nucleus of chromosomes of the chromatin fibers of the chromonema in eukaryotic cells. While in prokaryotes, in bacterial cells, or in cyanobacterial cells, or in the mycoplasma in prokaryotic organisms, DNA, double-stranded DNA, directly located in the cytoplasm due to lack of nuclear membrane. Due to absence of nuclear membrane, already I was told to you, in prokaryotic cells, nucleus, prokaryotic nucleus is the false nucleus, primitive nucleus, incipient nucleus due to lack of nuclear membrane. This kind of incipient nucleus, so primitive nucleus, due to lack of nuclear membrane, is also called nucleoid or genophore. So the type of nucleus, so false nucleus, so present in the prokaryotic cells is called nucleoid or genophore. That is the location, existing spot. That means biodata. That means address of the DNA in prokaryotic cells and also in the eukaryotic cells. So here, how this kind of DNA get arranged inside the nucleus of the eukaryotic cell within the cytoplasm of prokaryotic cells. That is our next topic of tagging of DNA helix. Packaging of DNA helix. Very important, but very complicated explanation. Difficult to understand this explanation in easily. Very important topic for competitive exams. Packaging of DNA helix, double-stranded DNA. So, this packaging of DNA helix, procedure for packaging of DNA helix, explanation of packaging of DNA helix, I will be continuing next session in next class.